thank you ever so much for providing your insights on both of those topics. We will continue to monitor everything related to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, both on the battlefield and in the boardrooms. But we move on now, and Iran's foreign minister has warned US and Israel of ruthless retaliation if attacked again. The comments appeared to be in response to remarks made by US President Donald Trump, who had threatened earlier to wipe out the Islamic Republic's nuclear program if it resumed atomic activities following a round of US strikes last month. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said in a post on X that if aggression is repeated, we will not hesitate to react in a more decisive manner and in a way that will be impossible to cover up. These comments come after Israel and several Western countries suspect that Iran has been secretly working towards developing a viable nuclear weapon, which resulted in a 12-day war between Israel and Iran. However, it remains unclear how much damage was caused by the US strikes on Tehran's nuclear facilities. Well, we welcome back Shruti Das Gupta, international affairs expert, to join us live from New Delhi once again. Shruti, thank you for staying here. Let's look, we don't have too much longer, but these threats from Iran of potential retaliation if there is further action, is this what is expected, or could this signal a potential shift back towards some fighting in some form in the near future?
Well, Joshua, I feel that this is posturing from both sides. While Iran wants to pretend that its nuclear facilities were not as badly as damaged and wants to showcase that it can continue a nuclear program and will not be bullied by foreign powers like US and Israel, US on its own side is facing tough questions on its home grounds, where people are asking exactly how much damage was done and did you really obliterate it, with conflicting reports coming out in news media as well as people of notice. So US, when it says that we will take him down again and we can do all of this entire 12-day war again, is a posturing from US and a warning that just because we dropped a few ballistic missiles, bunker busters this time, doesn't mean that we stopped there or we were cowed down. We can accelerate. And Iran on its own is saying that we want nuclear on the table, in nuclear enrichment on the table of talks, which is not something that anybody in the West is looking forward to, especially since Iran breached the 60% enrichment threshold levels. And that was something which has rung alarm bells all across the West of what Iran actually plans behind all its promises and plans. So they're both flexing, they're both trying to push each other off. It may not result into much because Iran has faced a defeat which is pretty crippling, but I do not think it can afford another war. It is waiting for sanctions to come off and it needs the deals to come through, but it's still posturing its way through so that its own terms are honored.
Shruti, thank you ever so much for your time. Apologies we couldn't speak for longer. Of course, a lot to unpack there in these ongoing tensions over Iran's nuclear program. We'll bring you all of those updates